Addressing Milwaukee's food desert crisis, city leaders adopted several resolutions declaring food apartheid a public health emergency and setting up grant programs to boost the sustainability of grocery stores in our city. This week, BizTimes Milwaukee published a cover story exploring Milwaukee's growing grocery gap. Let's bring in Andrew Weiland, editor of BizTimes Milwaukee. Good to have you, Andrew. An important topic to discuss here. At least 9 grocery stores in Milwaukee closed over the past year. And with the closures, it goes beyond the numbers. With the effect in the community with families who once lived nearby these stores.
This is a big problem. I mean, few things are more essential than having access to healthy foods. And so the food desert issue is one we've talked about before, but what we've seen lately is a large number of stores closing in the area, but particularly on the north side of Milwaukee. And for people in these neighborhoods that don't, some folks that don't have access to an automobile perhaps, if they don't have a store in their neighborhood, it's extra challenging for them to gain access to a store that has high quality, healthy foods, and that's vital.
And you talk about the options that are available to them outside of grocery stores, convenience stores filled with foods, junk food, and all sorts of sugars, fats, and other products.
They're not great options, quite frankly. So yeah, so the food desert issue is a big concern, and especially with the recent store closures. And our story really took a dive into what's going on here, because these stores close and the retailers don't really offer an explanation. And unfortunately, we're left to then draw our own conclusions, and there's been a lot of discussion in the community about what's going on. And we talked to a number of different people, although a lot were reluctant to talk on the record because it gets into some sensitive issues, quite frankly, socioeconomic issues. But I think it's fair to say it's complicated. Grocery business is a low profit margin business, so there's not a lot of wiggle room. Inflation has driven up costs on a number of things for grocers, not to mention the food that they're buying to put into the stores. If consumers are cutting back on spending on things like prepared foods or more impulse buys, those are higher margin items that the stores need to sell. If they're sticking to the essentials, those are the lower margin items. I think some of the stores are struggling with offering the right mix, right merchandise mix for their particular community. We're hearing talk of issues of staffing, labor issues. And then the crime theft issue is one that keeps coming up, which is highly debated. The Journal Sentinel did a recent story, in fact, that looked at this. It was pretty interesting. They noted that reports of theft at Kroger stores that had closed recently had actually dropped in recent years, which left some in the community to draw the conclusion that, well, theft really isn't a very big issue. But people we talk to say it is a big issue. So, I think it would be a mistake to look past that, and I think crime data can only tell you so much, because there's the question of, well, okay, thefts are down, but are they still too high? Or what's not being reported to police? That won't show up in the data. So that's still a big issue, and the stores that have tried to address it have had to bring in additional security measures. That's an additional cost, and that cuts into their bottom line. So no, theft isn't the only thing, but it is a piece of a complex puzzle that's causing the stores, and the stores are closing because they're losing money, quite frankly.
And I want to go to, for our control room, the last graphic for our viewers here, a quote from your op-ed that you put together on this topic. You write, "There's an opportunity for someone, perhaps civic-minded entrepreneurs, to make a difference. Addressing the city's grocery and food challenges will make it easier to solve other problems like education and economic security. That's good for all businesses in our region."
Yeah, so I think what I'm getting at there is, first of all, it's a vital issue that has ripple effects throughout the area. And then talking about local entrepreneurs, I think when we look at Pick and Save is owned by Kroger. That's the largest grocery company in the nation. We've seen Walmart close a store in Milwaukee. Aldi is a huge company. These companies aren't here operating stores because they care about Milwaukee. They aren't from here. They really don't care. They're just here to make money. Which is fine. But the local entrepreneur who actually lives here, has a stake in the community, is more likely to take a chance on a neighborhood where it's difficult to operate a store. And those are the ones I think officials should try to work with the most. The city is coming out with a couple of grant programs to assist but they're pretty modest in terms of the dollars they're talking about $20,000 to $200,000 grants, which is obviously helpful. But I don't know if that's going to move the needle, really. They need to think probably about bigger subsidies, but they really should focus on working with local entrepreneurs. There are some examples. Monterey Market is one we really highlighted. A company from the South Side. They opened a new location recently in a former small pick and save store over by State Fair Park. So that's an example of a local business that's seen some growth and has some success and is in touch with the community and the local needs of the neighborhoods. So those are probably the folks that the city is going to want to work with.
And I know there's a lot of work underway. No one solution is going to fix this problem. A lot of discussion and a lot of work to do. Andrew Weiland, great reporting and great conversation.